The Alzheimer's Association is continuing its advocacy for families by working with state lawmakers. David Cook serves as the senior public policy manager for the organization, and he's joining us to share more on the association's legislative priorities. Hi, David. Thanks for taking the time.
Hey, thanks, Jason. Thanks for having us this morning. Glad to be here.
Yes. So how is the association partnering?
Administration coming in, working with the governor to advance our priorities. We have partnered with several lawmakers to advance legislation that impact the populations that we serve. We are, again, monitoring legislation that comes through the House and the Senate and engaging state lawmakers on relevant legislation that impacts our populations.
Yeah, certainly. Can you share a little bit more about those priorities and what they are for the organization going into the legislative session?
Sure. We have several bills that address specific dementia training standards for professionals such as law enforcement personnel, home care providers, and those that work in assisted living and in long-term care facilities. We want to make sure those professions have the latest evidence-based training to interact with the unique challenges that are presented by someone who has Alzheimer's or another form of dementia. We also are seeking support from the governor's office to establish a position of the Dementia Services Coordinator within the Department of Human Services. So we look forward to working with her administration to advance that position as well, just to elevate awareness around our disease, because we know it impacts so many people across the state.
Yeah, certainly. I'm wondering about statistics. Do you have statistics for our state in relation to Alzheimer's?
Sure. So here in Arkansas, we know that there are 60,000 Arkansans who are currently living with Alzheimer's. Over the age of 65, we know that number is 58,000. We do anticipate that number to increase by 15.5% by 2025 to 67,000. So case prevalence touches just about everyone. It's very rare that we speak to someone who does not have a direct connection or at least know someone who does. That also constitutes to several families being impacted as caregivers, because often when someone receives a diagnosis, caregiving duties fall immediately to family members. So here in Arkansas, over 93,000 Arkansans provided care with someone living with Alzheimer's in 2022.
Wow.
And that, we know that they provided 139 million hours of unpaid care, and that unpaid care is a value to the state of almost $2.2 billion. And so the impact of our family caregivers is great, not only the fiscal impact it makes, but finding ways to support our family caregivers to ensure loved ones can remain in home in their preferred environment for as long as possible is another one of our priorities we try to advance. We have secured funding with the Department of Human Services to provide respite grants for family caregivers of persons with dementia. So case prevalence is something that we continue to watch. We don't know how COVID-19 is going to impact that, because we do know there's a connection between those who had COVID and the possibility of increased risk for developing dementia. So case prevalence is something we have our eye on because there's multiple factors that we are monitoring in the next few years.
Yeah. With all of those caregivers, I feel like something that's coming through strong in speaking to you is that you're creating kind of a community of people who are caring for their loved ones. So if families want to reach out to the Alzheimer's Association, maybe they have additional questions, or they want to know what resources you provide, or they just want to get set up, or they just want to talk to somebody who's going through something similar to them, what's the best way that they can do that, David?
Sure, Jason. So we are available to those who are impacted by our disease 24 hours a day, 7 days a week via our helpline, which is one of our most unused resources but most popular. You can reach that helpline any time of day, 7 days a week. We never close at 1-800-272-3900. We'd also like your viewers, those who've been impacted, to join us at the Capitol on February the 15th. We're having a special ceremony honoring those impacted by our disease at 11:30. For more information and for more access to our resources, you can follow us on our website at alz.org/Arkansas.
That's it, alz.org/Arkansas. David, again, thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Jason. Y'all have a great day. Stay safe.
Yeah, you too.